What does speed mean to you?
Freedom.
It's just you and the bike with you. You can hear the engine, you can feel the engine, you can feel the wind.
डर को भूलना पड़ता नहीं, या तो ये डरना पड़ेगा या फिर जो ड्रीम है वो पूरा करना, तो उसके लिए लड़ना पड़ेगा.
When we started the GT Cup more than 3 years ago, we wanted to make motorsports more accessible. People who have not raced before, how do we get them onto the grid? And that's how this whole street to track narrative came about. And we're now at the start of GT Cup season 24. We are now targeting raw grassroots talent from all 4 corners of India. And we're not expecting that raw talent to come to us in Coimbatore. We are going to the 4 zones to select the best of this raw grassroots talent for the GT Cup 2024.
GT Cup Season 4! Welcome to Season 4!
See, last season we were terming amateurs people who had not won a championship, but who had raced in the past. This year we've changed the format. Now we have taken amateurs as totally novice amateurs who have never raced, who have never had a racing license. So that is the biggest difference.
It's a wonderful ideology which Royal Enfield has come up, that they have to give an opportunity to people who either can't afford it or they don't have accessibility to it.
As soon as I read the line street to track, I understood the intent. I was like, the fastest, easiest, simplest way for me to experience a track-like scenario, like I would definitely up for it. Riding gear, or what sort of bike, what sort of setup, what sort of tires. See, all of these things need a lot of investment of not just money but investment of time also, and additionally you need expertise as well. So if you're going to put up together a program and you're going to get a bunch of enthusiastic people to say, hey, we're going to give an experience of the track, they will say yes.
Royal Enfield coming to Northeast to our doorsteps makes it very easy.
So naturally in the Northeast we are blessed with terrains like these because we have mountains, we have curves. Events like these are a great platform for people from the Northeast where we don't have avenues to showcase our talent.
So the 4th season of the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup has 2 categories. One is the pro and one is the amateur. Let me run through the amateur category. So how are we picking these amateurs is we are going to 4 different zones, north, east, south and west. And we train around 50 people on the first day of the training. And we shortlist 25 people for the next day of the time shootout. 12 fastest people in each time shootout will be selected, which means we have 4 different zones. And we have 48 people whom we have shortlisted for the next level of selections.
There is going to be an increased gap between our pro category riders and the grassroots amateurs that we will have this year. So we are well aware of that. Luckily, we also have the Royal Enfield Track School. We incorporated the track school curriculum and modules into the zonal selection program for the amateurs. We are giving them the opportunity to improve their skill first, learn about riding on a racetrack, learn about riding the GT 650 on a racetrack. Then we put them to the test and then they qualify to get to the final selections.
What time did you guys get here? 5:30. 5:30. That's the spirit, guys.
What time did you guys get here?
Around 6:30.
I set my alarm at 4 a.m. but I woke up at 3, so since 3 a.m. I'm awake and ready to come here.
And what brings you here?
the dream of making it to the circuit racing.
सिर्फ फर्स्ट पर्सन में ही था यहाँ पे, तो कोई भी नहीं था यहाँ, अंदर में बैठा रहा था 4-4:30 बजे तक। मेरा काफ़ी टाइम से ड्रीम था कि कुछ रेसिंग वगैरह में पार्टिसिपेट करें, तो आरी का गोल्डन चांस लगा मेरे को। मतलब ओनली डीएल के ऊपर ये अपने को ट्रैक दे रहे हैं, इससे अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी और क्या चाहिए।
I'm a MBBS doctor, medical and health officer. I'm not at work today. I took a leave specifically just for this, so I love it. I love the experience.
Riding's always been a passion of mine. So my dad used to ride back in the day. I think I sort of got it from him, and now me and my dad ride together. Of late, I've been wanting to, try it on the track.
Any of you guys have a Continental GT? Yes. Okay. Nice.
I definitely love motorcycles. I have a GT 650 and I said, hey, how can I learn to ride this bike better? And basically that's how I got curious about this whole program, and I said, hey, let's give it a try.
I have around 4 years experience on a GT, and I am used to the bike, the dynamics of the bike and all that. I think that is an advantage for me.
एक सपना था, जब ये ट्रैक राइड ही देखी है ना मैंने, तब ये मन में आता था कि यार कब चलाने को मिलेगी, कब चलाने को मिलेगी, क्योंकि मैं ऑन करता हूँ GT।
कॉन्टिनेंटल GT लेके बहुत सारा लड़का आया था जो ओनर है कॉन्टिनेंटल GT का। उन लोग को देख के मतलब सोच रहा था उन लोग का तो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल मेरा से हाई होगा, क्योंकि हम लाइफ टाइम में कभी भी नहीं ट्रैक में चलाया। अब मेरा व्हील्स में थोड़ा क्रेजीनेस है, हम साइकिल से लेके सब कुछ में थोड़ा क्रेजी है। हम ट्रक भी चलाता था पहले, 4 years ट्रक चलाया। मेरा बेटी का नाम इफ़ा नुसरत अली। उसको घर में हम उसको समझा के आया, तो बोला कि पापा रेसिंग के लिए जा रहा है, तुम अच्छा से घर में बैठो। तो वो बोला जीत के आओ, हाँ फिर ही हम अच्छा से आपसे बात करेगा, ऐसे नहीं तो आने नहीं देगा।
Batch 1, which is competition number 1 to 25, please come to the classroom.
The curriculum which we have designed is basically 10 years of our experience put down into pointers.
Good afternoon, guys.
Then Anish came, and it's exciting to see a champion standing in front of me, whom I've been following for last couple of weeks, watching all the videos.
This is what we expect. We need to have an empty slate when you're coming in.
So I'll be very honest, even I watched a lot of videos and I came, so I don't look like a noob here. Okay, but the fact is that you can be a noob here in the morning and you can be a great rider by the evening time.
So day one of the zonal selection is more about laying the foundations, upskilling our riders and our aspirants from the amateur category.
So there was a set structure to everything that was happening. There was classroom training, then there was practical training, then there was again classroom section explaining you what to do, what not to do.
Because all of these guys are amateur, they don't have experience riding around the racetrack, so we take them around the racetrack and make sure that they are aware of everything which happens in and around the track.
He's coming faster or not, if any rider is coming behind or not, and you just join him on the fast lane, you'll collide.
The flag signals, the safety, then we teach them the lines around the track, how you should take a corner, where to brake, where to shift up, where to shift down.
You start the bike and you have all those things going in mind. When you go on the track, when you go on the turns, you are like, okay fine, यहाँ से हमको ऐसा लेना है. So the first 2 laps goes in that way, recalling everything. The third becomes the muscle memory and then everything hits off.
Definitely there are a lot of riders coming from varied backgrounds. Few people come from a background of probably doing a Himalayan Odyssey to someone who is never ridden a motorcycle on a racetrack.
I've been riding since about 17 years now. I have done extensive touring around India. I have also toured in about 32 countries as well. So I have never taken part in a race, motorcycle race in my life. So it was one thing in my life that I wanted to try it out. And I had another reason, which is I love the way this motorcycle looks.
मैंने बोला कि मम्मी मैं रेसिंग सीखने जा रहा हूँ। तो बोले अच्छा कौन सी बाइक सीखने जा रहा है? तो बोले है कैसी रॉयल एनफील्ड की है, बेसिक सी बाइक है, ज़्यादा कुछ फास्ट नहीं होगा। लेकिन मेरी जो सिस्टर है उसको मैंने बताया कि यार 650s है, दे विल बी ब्लडी फास्ट। उसने जाके मम्मी को बता दिया। मम्मी वॉज नॉट वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ रेसिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्ट।
पिटने वाले।
हाँ यस, पिटाई तो कंफर्म है।
You know, I was a biker at a point of time about 10 years ago. After I had a family, kids were growing up, so the priority changed. And but the craving was there and within. So I thought at some point I have to pick up a bike soon, start riding again.
I think that's an inspiration for a lot of other riders and racers or participants, to see someone turning up to a program like this in this age.
The kids, they are already watching, learning, they're into cycling already, he's into skating. She follows racing with me, so she watches MotoGP races and...
Is your dad going to win? Really? You're very confident. Okay.
So that is amazing. We will have a grid which is much more diverse and colorful than we have had in the past, and I'm really looking forward to that.
We watch how they ride on the day one in the third session, and then we filter them down to 25 according to how they are riding and things like that.
आज बस कोयम्बतूर जाने के लिए तैयार हो रहे हैं।
If I implement what I've learned and if I implement what I'm good at, I can easily crack the top 12.
I'm very confident that I'll be in the top 12.
On the day 2 of the zonal selections, they will go through a time shootout where they'll be given 3 hot laps.
So these 3 flying laps are timed. We take the fastest lap of each rider and then we rank them. The 12 quickest riders from every zone become the zonal finalists.
My mental preparation is just not to panic, And as the laps go on, try and get faster, stitch up the corners.
So they are going to a time shootout with a lot of preparation and knowledge, which will help them to perform better.
Last second on the clock, swear I love the thrill. If the game on the line, the team know the drill. If I take the shot, I guarantee a win. My shopping battle tested, so it's going in.
I was actually trying to strike a balance between body positioning and the speed so that both go in sync and I can do a better lap time.
It took me 2 laps to get oriented. I think I did the 3rd hot lap. Okay, because I think I had fun doing that lap.
You get to scrape your knee pad.
Once, yeah. I was like, wow, I did that.
I guess इंजन ब्रेकिंग के वक्त गाड़ी मुझसे कंट्रोल थोड़ी बहुत हुई, बट मैंने पैनिक सिचुएशन में रियर ब्रेक का यूज़ किया, इसलिए गाड़ी स्पीड हो गई उधर।
Tell me, how did it go for you?
Oh, it's great. Like I said, I focused on smoothness. That was the best I could do, smoothest I could get.
First lap that I took, I made sure that I'm just going easy. But then what happened is when I started my first lap, I knocked off a cone. So in my head, I knew that goof up number 1. Let's just start off fresh. 1 lap's gone, 1 lap's gone. But the next 2 laps I did with ease.
I have seen quite a few people have a lot of raw talent. There are some who are talented, some are not. People who have a little extra will always do well. Somebody not so talented will have to work a little harder to get there. But they can get there as well.
How was it? Good, had fun. Do you have your fingers crossed for the lap timings?
Fingers crossed, yes.
And the fastest guy In the Guwahati selection is Manjoor Ali. Dipankar Lamba. Rishabh Kala with a lap time of 34.92. Avinash Palgar.
Unfortunately, the nature of racing is that we have a grid of 24 bikes. Only 24 riders are going to race with us. So my message to the others is that we hope you enjoyed your experience. You have learned something even when you're eliminated at whatever stage you reach. The main important thing is that we hope you come back.
The takeaway is that the bike, the GT650, is probably the best bike I have ridden now. The value for money, the track experience was amazing. I've picked up some skills which I can use on my daily commute. And the best part is, like, you know, it gives me the motivation to come back again.
For me, this is like a great opportunity. Like, Royal Enfield arranged this entire thing, and we literally didn't have to pay anything for the entire experience, from the suits to the bikes to the fuel and good food, nice people.
हमको पूरा लग रहा था नहीं होगा, कैसे आया मालूम नहीं है, आ तो गया है। अभी फ़ोन करके बताया तो जीता अभी जाने देगा या नहीं देगा। वो बोला आ जाओ अभी, गिफ्ट लेके आओ, केक लेके आओ, ये सब बोला अभी।
When I was coming here, I was determined to go to Curry because Curry was the deal.
To be frank, my idea was not to top it. My idea was to really go enjoy, because I have never ridden on this track. I have never ridden a Royal Enfield Conti GT on a track either. So,
नंबर 1 का तो एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं था, बट इतना था अपने को सिलेक्ट होना है, क्योंकि अपने को इतने बड़े रेस ट्रैक पे रेस करना मिल रहा है.
I can already, I'm seeing dreams of, me being on a podium with, getting a place. So, but I think the bar's gonna be set higher. I am nervous as well as excited at the same time, but I surely am looking forward to it.
It's been a long month. We have wrapped up 4 weekends back to back, East, North, West and South. We now have our 48 zonal finalists in total. We will now meet these 48 zonal finalists at Curry Motor Speedway in Coimbatore, where we end up with some track school and then one final rider selection, where we close not only our 12 professional riders but our 12 amateurs for the grid that will form for GT Cup Season 24.
See you in Coimbatore.